are going to be watching The Gym That Doesn't Want You There, Planet Fitness. I go to the gym every morning because I am obsessed with playing Uma Musume while I'm walking on an incline. And I know Planet Fitness gives you free donuts and free pizza. That's pretty much it. Let's check it out.
Went to run some errands with my wife the other day, and one of her errands was to go into this new gym in town and get a membership because they had like tanning beds or massage beds or something that she wanted to use.
In Japan, they have this place called ChocoZap, and the way they get you to go to the gym is they give you free hair removal.
And we went in, and immediately nothing made any sense whatsoever, and I rapidly became convinced that they were up to something. And I'm gonna figure out what it is. Today we're talking about Planet Fitness, okay? We all know what Planet Fitness is. We've all seen the memes on the internet. I'm not...
I love watching people do stupid stuff at the gym. It's one of those things that's funny to see online, but if I was there, I'd be like, can I just get on the machine, man?
Gonna waste time with the big intro. We're gonna get the ad out of the way, and then I'm gonna be unhinged the entire time. Let's get to the ad.
Yay! Hello.
Delete me.
What are you doing?
I don't know.
What do you mean you don't know?
You had to.
Do you ever when you have to and you... I love that meme.
You had to go to school and pay for my school.
Oh, if I say delete me, if you say delete me, I'll pay for your school.
Dude, I'm having crazy flashbacks. I would piss my mom off so much when I was in school. I was the kid who came home and I'd be like, I need a poster board for tomorrow.
Yep.
All right, sounds good. Good job.
Aww.
Fine. All right, you guys know the deal. Delete me. Online subscription model. You give them money every month. They turn around and make sure that data brokers on the internet aren't selling your personal information. What does this actually do in practice? It gets rid of your personal info. Isn't just floating around the internet for anybody to be able to buy for a couple of bucks. Okay, I know what you're thinking because I thought the same thing. I don't want to give delete me all my personal information.
Hey kid, you are stealing my voice. What the hell is wrong with you? Get out of here.
Identity theft is not a joke.
Either. I'm trying to get my personal information off the internet. Why would I give it to an internet company? You don't really have to give them your personal information. It's honestly kind of creepy. I gave them my name and my email address, and that was it. They came.
I say this every time, but everyone in the entire world has my family's information because I signed up for every free iPad when I was a 10-year-old idiot.
Came back to me a couple days later and was like, is this your address or one of your...
And I never used me. I was actually an evil child.
previous addresses? It was. Is this your mom's full name? Uh-huh. Is that your dad's full name? Uh-huh. Are you related to this person? Did you go to this high school? They knew everything about me and knew exactly who I was just by me giving them my name and my email. All I had to do was answer a couple of yes or no questions as to whether or not that was in fact me, which it was, at which...
Do you like armpits? Yes. This is getting creepily accurate.
point they're like, cool, go ahead, pay for our subscription service. We'll go to all the data brokers where we found this information and force them to delete it. And as long as you keep being a paying member, they will continue to monitor all of these data brokers for your personal information. And if these data brokers do acquire it again, they will force them to delete it again. In my opinion, it's definitely worth it. I've been using them since before they were paying me to talk about them, and I'm gonna keep using them after they quit paying me to talk about them. If you wanna give it a try, I'll have a link and a discount code down below. Let's get back to the video. All right, so here's what happened. I took my wife into Planet Fitness. We walk in, immediately I'm drawn to the fact that everything's hideous. It's Barney purple. It literally looks like the engineer from the McDonald's play place.
What? Normally I skip this part.
Made a gym. So immediately in my head, I'm like, why on earth would you do this? And I'm like, oh, they probably bought it because nobody else was buying the Barney purple gym equipment. They probably got a really good deal on it at a steep discount, and that's why the membership's so cheap. That makes sense. Okay, moving on. Then I see like the 6-foot tall poster on the wall of all...
No dropping weights, ever. Die before you drop a damn weight. No grunting, keep it inside. No deadlifts? No string tank tops. Keep it business casual. No work boots, no powerlifting, obviously. No gym bags on the floor, okay? Gallon jugs, absolutely not, unless you know you'd be running around. Overnight lockers, absolutely not. I understand that one. No jeans! Dude, you know how many people I see wearing jeans every single day at the gym? Which is crazy because that's like the last thing I would ever want to wear on the treadmill. No sandals, no cell phones. What, I gotta listen to the music that you guys be bumping at the gym? That shit is always trash. And no personal gym equipment, okay?
The rules for the gym, and like some of them are like fine, like, you know, no grunting, which, you know, a little bit of grunting, fine. But if you're like screaming, obviously being annoying.
I would never scream. Also, this is gonna sound like a Dark Souls boss. I already know it.
I can see where that's an issue. No dropping the weights. Again, you drop a little bit of weight, not a big deal. You drop 600 pounds that you can barely lift. Yeah, you're being a dickhead. Like, I get that, but the rules get
I hate watching people mess up lifts because it freaks me out so bad, especially if they like drop the whole bar on their neck when they're doing a squat and then they just fall over.
progressively more insane. Like, no bringing personal gym equipment. Like, I can't bring a jump rope to the gym. What are we talking about? No powerlifting. Again, what's the definition of powerlifting to these people? Because if you're not grunting and you're not dropping the weight, what's the issue with moving a lot of weight? Don't really understand.
I don't either.
No 1 gallon jugs of water. What? Why do you care what I'm carrying water around?
That's the guy I know who always means business in the gym. He just shows up, gets his shit done, and leaves. If you see a gallon of anything, that guy is insane at the game.
You'd keep your mouth shut if you knew it was good for you, buddy.
At this point, I become convinced that this is just an ugly-ass gym that's being run by somebody that runs an HOA as well. It's just somebody that's micromanaging the shit out of everybody else on the planet for no fucking reason. And
I hate the HOA. Is that like an NA thing? Do other countries have an HOA? They are the worst. They'll be like, oh, your grass is 1 centimeter too tall. Give us $9,000 right now.
then the kicker, no tank tops. Obviously, I'm out. I'm not going to a gym that doesn't support the Second Amendment, but you know, whatever. This isn't for me. My wife wants to go here. I don't have to go here. It's fine. She can get the membership to use the tanning bed. Whatever. So after the tour, she goes, she fills out the paperwork. She, checks the little box yes to agree to the contract. And then she hands the paperwork back to the clerk. And the clerk is like, okay, now we just need a blank check. And I'm like, I'm going to pay with a credit card instead. And then you can...
Dude, they need to patch this. When I was moving to Japan, I had to cancel my gym membership. That shit was so hard. They'd be like, okay, you have to come in on Wednesday from 8 o'clock in the morning to 8:01 in the morning because that's when our manager's here. And if you're not there at that exact time, then you actually can't cancel and you're gonna have to come back in 3 months. Does that sound good? 3 months?
Just keep the credit card on file like, I don't know, every other business on the planet. At which point the clerk informs me, we don't take credit cards. We have to have a blank check. It's the only way we'll accept your membership. That's our policy.
What year is it?
I know what the issue is. I know why this policy exists because I'm part owner of Pepperbox TV, which is a subscription-based streaming service. This is also a subscription-based business, and one of the biggest loss of subscriptions is when people lose their credit card or debit card and then they forget to resubscribe to your service, and that's how you lose a bunch of subscriptions.
Just to give you guys a public service announcement, YouTube TV robbed me for 3 months. They didn't technically rob me. I wanted to watch the World Series, so I got the YouTube TV free trial, and then I kept forgetting to cancel it, and it's like $90. And every time it came out of my checking account, I went, damn you, YouTube, damn you!
They're trying to avoid that by getting direct access to your bank account because at the bottom of every check is your routing number and your checking account number. Okay, that makes sense. Pretty smart. The reason I don't do it and most other subscription services don't do it is because it's kind of a big ask from the customer to be like, hey, just give me all your banking information with direct access to your bank account. And
the trick is getting out of Planet Fitness contract is to change the location of the home gym to California because they have to let you cancel online in California. Holy smart! Write that down.
I'll be responsible with it, which is an even bigger ask when you're running a gym where everything is Barney purple.
Bro, what the fuck you mean, dog?
So obviously, I don't want to give them direct
Barney kind of scares me. There's just something about him.
access to my bank account, but I want to be able to get this gym membership for my wife, so I offer a compromise, which is like, hey, I'm not going to give you access to my bank account, but I will pay for the entire 1-year membership up front right now, and we can just be done with it. Just take the cash. That's what you're after, right? Businesses are trying to make money, and the clerk is like, no, we have to have a blank check.
Hold up. Wait a minute. Something ain't right.
Okay. Red alarms all over my head, like, you have to have my banking information.
That's weird.
Why? Okay, this entire time I was under the impression you guys were trying to get money, but apparently you're not trying to get money because I'm offering you money and you're saying, no, we won't accept that. We'll only accept your banking information, so you're not
The music in the background is making me feel like I'm in a Skyrim fight.
trying to get money. You're trying to get my personal banking information, which sounds like a fucking scam. I've got to figure out what's going on.
Hold.
Okay, so we leave, we go home, I start looking into it, nothing makes any sense. I knew Planet Fitness was big, but they are massive. They're way bigger than I would have ever thought. This company is valued at $7 billion, and they made $1.3 billion last year. Okay.
What? And the equipment is still shit? Hello?
Hey, but that's not the issue in that of itself. It's a big company. Yeah, like whatever, that's fine. But here's the kicker. They only have 2,722 locations, which is a lot, but it's not a lot when you realize they have 21 million members. That's more than 7,500 members per location. That
21 million people? Bruh, I'm opening up a Berry Fitness right now.
shouldn't be possible.
Doesn't add up.
Okay, this is a 20,000 square foot facility, which has a maximum capacity of 200. And maximum capacity isn't defined by this is how many people can be working out in the gym at one time efficiently. No, maximum capacity is determined by the fire marshal with like, how many motherfuckers can we fit in this room without people dying in a fire trying to rush out? So it's
Dude, and the worst part is, when I was going to the gym in Louisiana, I lived in a small town, so no one was there, and I had a 24-hour gym, which was freaking awesome, so I could do all the butt stuff in the gym, like doing the glute stuff, and not have people looking at me. But everybody in Florida is unemployed. That shit always has 9 million people in it. It actually sucks. I'll be in the gym at like 10 in the morning on a random weekday and everybody in my city is there.
7,500 members. If 1% of your members show up at any given time, which seems pretty likely, you're telling me that every piece of equipment in the gym would be taken up. And if 3 to 5% show up, there'd be so many people crammed in this gym that it would create a fire hazard. And somehow you're just operating away. And when I
Okay, I see that I have confused people. Okay, like butt stuff, like doing glutes, like hip thrusts, like hi-ya! Or you're doing like squats, like hoo-ya! Or you're doing like legs, but you gotta go backwards, like hoo-ya! Like that kind of stuff. It's kind of embarrassing. Like all the stuff that's good for your butt just like looks very lewd.
I was in there in person, there was like 4 people there. What is going on? So I start scouring the internet like I'm trying to figure out what they're doing. Obviously, whatever they're doing is genius because they're making $1 billion a year on gym memberships that seemingly nobody's using. And then it dawns on me, oh, they sell gym memberships but don't actually want you to use the gym.
Yes, dude, that's the whole scam. That's the scam. So probably around January, they have a ton of people who come in for like New Year's resolutions, and then they hope they just drop like flies around like probably May. Then people come back for summer, and then probably in like the winter months for people who just don't show up but don't cancel, they also get a lot of money.
Genius. It defies all business 101 logic, but in this one particular instance, it's absolutely genius, right? Business 101, give the customer what they want. Every other gym on the planet has been built with, I'm building a gym, I'm gonna build a gym for people that go to the gym so they give me money. Planet Fitness didn't say that. Planet Fitness said, I'm gonna build a gym and find people to pay for it and then convince them not to use it. Because when you zoom out, what is a gym selling? A gym isn't selling an experience. A gym isn't selling a good time. Nobody goes to the gym because they like going to the gym because it's fun.
Wrong.
Buh, I know the comments are going to disagree, but ultimately,
Well, I mean, sometimes it's fun to go to the gym to show off your new fits. Like fashion show.
nobody starts working out because they're like, I just really want to pick something heavy up and put it down. No, you work out because you want to be in shape and fit and look good. And
The reason I work out is because it's like the only thing that gets me out of the house in the morning. It starts my day. Like you kind of get into like this cycle of when I wake up, I'm like, okay, I'm gonna go walk on the treadmill. I'm gonna go lift some stuff up, put it down. And at least it gets me out of the house. Because if I did not go to the gym every morning, I would probably just stay home. All day, every day.
And that is something that pretty much everybody wants to do. Buh, that's not true. Some people enjoy being in a bigger body. Buh. Shut the fuck up, that is not true. I know it's not true because every pop star in the past decade that made their entire career on being big, but they're still hot and sexy, the millisecond Ozempic, AKA the vaccine for being fat came out, they all got on it, lost 100 pounds, and now their Instagram is full of nothing but them working out at the gym 20.
That was a hip thrust, by the way. You see that? If you want a big butt, do that.
All got on it, lost 100 pounds, and now their Instagram is full of nothing but them working out.
Right here. If you want a huge booty, do this. It is so good. And you have to like squeeze really hard at the top.
At the gym 24/7. That's a fucking lie.
Did that go the way you thought it was going to go?
Nope.
And whoever runs Planet Fitness correctly saw this because they went, oh, our niche isn't meatheads that are in the gym all the time that are jacked and really big and strong. Our niche is everybody. But that 1% of the population that's already, you know, yoked up meatheads that are lifting in the gym all the time,
They're probably at like powerlifting gyms. I think what Planet Fitness does good is there's a lot of them, and the entry fee is kind of cheap. Like I think it's like $5 a month. So that way, like even if you don't cancel, that's also where they prey on you because you're like, oh, it's $5. Like whatever, maybe I'll go next month. It was just $5, but just $5, it adds up to where they make $1 billion every year, which is also the scam that League of Legends did to me because I would always say, oh, it's just $5 for the skin. Here's $5. Here's $5. Now I have like 500 League skins.
they're already having their needs met by other gyms. So rather than opening up a gym and trying to compete for that 1%, what if we just opened up a gym and tried to take the other 99%? It's brilliant. Which raises the question, how do you market to these people? Because there's obviously a reason these people aren't going to the gym. We got to figure out what that reason is. And the biggest reason is they're intimidated or they don't know what to do.
Yeah, dude, that is the hard part. You kind of have to be in the mental of, I don't care what other people are thinking about me or looking at me or thinking I'm doing stuff wrong. The mental hurdle is actually insane to start going to the gym. And like, you don't want to look stupid, like looking up what to do on the machines and stuff like that. That's like one of the reasons I want to get like just some dumbbells and stuff for my house so I can do more of like the butt stuff that you guys are laughing about without having people look at me.
Never worked out.
But see, that's the hard part because when I go to the gym, I swear to God, this will help you get into the mentality of going to the gym. Most people aren't looking at you. They're worried about themselves. Like when I have a bad day, I'll go to the gym and I just turn my music up like really loud. And I realize that there's probably other people who are just there to like vent or work out and they don't really care what you're doing.
In their life, they walk into a gym, they see a bunch of big, tattooed, strong guys lifting up heavy weights, banging shit around, being loud. They get intimidated. They think this isn't the place for me. If I try to do what they're doing, I'm gonna look weak. I'm gonna look stupid. They're gonna have negative thoughts about me. Everybody's gonna be judging me, which is 99% of the time ridiculous. People at the gym will absolutely help you. The biggest, strongest dude in that gym is probably the nicest guy on the planet.
Yes! And they like to help you. It makes them happy when they help you.
But it's not the vibe they give off, so a lot of people get intimidated. And that is absolutely true. I've been coaching jujitsu for years and years, and I can't tell you the amount of people that tell me, I really want to try jujitsu, but I need to get in shape first. The people that think they need to get in shape before they go to the gym is insane. It's counterintuitive. Like,
does he know what happened in Shibuya?
You go to the gym to get in shape. You don't have to get in shape to go to the gym.
True.
But that's what people think.
Spare me.
So Planet Fitness is like, okay.
Wait, is that from Dodgeball? I always forget. I think that's from Dodgeball. Dude, I rewatched that movie now as an adult. It was still pretty funny. When I was a kid, I watched that. And then when I rewatched it, I went, my parents let me watch this?
The big scary gym dudes are scaring off all the normal people. What do we do about that? I know. We'll discriminate against the big scary meatheads. Okay, how do you discriminate against a group of people? Step one, you gotta have a good slur, right?
Yes, we do.
You gotta have a catchy derogatory term to describe these people, so we're gonna invent one. What are these meathead guys? Well, they're hunks, but also they're lame because they're scaring everybody. We're gonna call them lunks, and then we're gonna get
the lunk alarm.
Lunk alarm, which is a big red fucking siren.
Dude, and it's so loud. Bam, bam, bam. I remember that there was this trend of people trying to set off the lunk alarm without like doing anything like normal. There was a guy who brought his pet chicken to the Planet Fitness and let him run around.
And that'll go off in the gym if anybody's being a douchebag or lifting heavy weight. And that'll discriminate against these guys so they don't want to work out there.
Right, that's a lot less annoying than
So loud!
Then we're gonna run this gym like it's an HOA. We're gonna have a little bit of redlining, if you will. We're gonna institute a bunch of policies that...
Dude, this is gonna sound weird, but I like going to the gym where all the meaty people are because it inspires me to work harder. Like if I see somebody who's really fit, I'm like, I kind of want to look like that. And then I put more like effort into my workout. It's inspiring to me.
Directly target these people to let them know they're not welcome. What are they doing? They're walking around drinking water out of a gallon jug. No gallon jugs. They're wearing tank tops showing off how big their arms are. No tank tops. What are they doing? They're dropping weights. They're lifting heavy things. They're grunting. They're being loud because they're actually working out. Not allowed.
He just literally re-racked the Smith machine and
Sure not jail.
And then they had a diabolical stroke of genius and they're like, you know what? Fuck it. We're just going to get rid of free weights altogether. Planet Fitness is just going to have cardio machines and then weight machines with cables.
They have no free weights. To be fair, that's probably if you are very socially anxious like me. For people who don't know, I started streaming a long time ago because I wanted to be better at talking to people, and now I only talk to people online, so I still can't talk to people in real life. But the free weight section is the social anxiety section, just because you might have to sit next to somebody else. I don't know why, it always made me the most nervous, but like I said earlier, like nobody's judging you, just like go and do it.
No free weights whatsoever.
I'm Planet Bullshit!
And then we're gonna paint everything Barney purple. That way, if any meathead does try to go into Planet Fitness and wants to film shit for their Instagram where they're flexing in the mirror or whatever, it's gonna get ruined by this Barney purple equipment, and then everybody's gonna know that they're working out at Planet Fitness, which is gonna have a negative stigma in the meathead community anyways, which is gonna further keep these people out. Then we're gonna blast our marketing out as no gym intimidation at Planet Fitness, and a bunch of people are gonna flock to it.
Dude, that's so rude. Nobody super in shape is allowed to be here, the fuck?
And that's exactly what happened, and that's why they have 20 million members. It's literally an entire business model built on discrimination, and to be honest with you, I think it's kind of funny.
This is our stretching area. I lift things up.
So not only does
That was a real commercial?
this discrimination tactic get them a ton of new subscriptions, it also saves them a ton of money, because you know who ruins and breaks all the gym equipment? The big meatheads that are in there trying
That's the machine I broke my butt on.
to break their new record lifting more weight
Okay, that was me.
than they actually should be, dropping shit and ruining equipment. And guess who's not at that gym dropping and ruining equipment? All the meatheads. So now they have a longer life on all of their equipment, so they're actually making more money.
I am not a lunk. I am not a lunk. I just wanted a juicy butt. What is wrong with that, man?
Per member. Okay, but I know what you're thinking. Anybody could become a meathead. All you got to do is go to the gym, put in hard work for a sustained period of time, and then eventually you're going to be a jacked gym person too. Their own members are going to be turning into meatheads, which ruins the entire strategy. Unless we guarantee that nobody becomes a meathead or nobody keeps lifting at the gym for a sustained period of time. And how are we going to do that? We're going to give away free fucking pizza.
Yes, and the donuts, man.
Add 3 pounds to the scales in the women's locker room before you go home. Yes, sir.
And I'm the type of person where it's hard for me to 1, refuse bad food, and 2, refuse free food because it tastes better. So this would be so bad for me. I literally don't even buy bad stuff and bring it home because I know I will destroy the box. And it's better if it's just not near me.
Yes, the gym for a period of time was known for giving out free pizza to its members. I think they quit doing it during COVID, but the entire strategy is just fucking diabolical. Like, I get a new person coming in here, they're trying to lose weight, they're trying to be in shape, they do a hard workout, they feel like they've accomplished something, and then they walk by freshly baked pizza and they're like, you know what?
I earned that.
I did work hard. I'm gonna go ahead and have a slice. And then they just undo all the hard fucking work they did, so they never gain any progress, ensuring that A, they never become a jacked gym person.
That was the hardest part for me, is like I wanted boba so bad at every workout. Like right when I would leave, I'm like, oh, I need me a milk tea with brown sugar boba and brown sugar syrup, and I earned it.
Or B, they don't see any progress over the course of months and months, and they get discouraged and they quit, which is...
I still get McDonald's after the gym almost once a week. Yeah, I think like everything is good in moderation. Like you can have McDonald's, you can eat the stuff that you like, but maybe just like not a lot, like all the time. Like it could be like a little treat. I don't know. It's good to stay balanced, because if you go like way too hard on cutting everything out, then that's not a sustainable diet, and eventually you'll go back to just eating like shit because you miss it.
It's the ultimate goal, because the only way you make gym equipment last longer than banning the meatheads is by banning everybody. If the gym equipment never gets used, it can't get worn out. Fucking science.
Get on the scale, son. Get off the scale.
So that's their product. That's what Planet Fitness is. Planet Fitness is a gym specifically designed for people that don't go to the gym. Okay, that's fine. It's obviously making a lot of money, but this doesn't answer the question. Why the fuck do you need my banking information? Well...
Dude, they asked for his banking information and he went, I'm making a video about this shit. That was the last straw.
Because you know who cancels their gym memberships? People that don't go to the fucking gym that are paying a gym membership.
We're fat
and we're broke.
So now we get to the root of the problem. How do you keep somebody subscribed and paying for a service that they're probably not actually using? Well, you make it super cheap and hope they forget about it, and that's why Planet Fitness...
That's what I said! I told you it's only $5, but eventually $5 adds up over 5 years.
is like the cheapest gym out there. It's $15 a month, or if you want their extra fancy card, it's $25 a month, their black card that allows you to have like access to the tanning beds and the massage beds and a bunch of other stuff. And
well, you can tell I don't have a Planet Fitness membership. I look like a piece of construction paper.
And you can also go to any Planet Fitness in the country, and you're allowed to bring a friend with you every time you go for free. Hey, that's the plan. Super cheap. They forget they have a gym membership. They keep paying us. They don't come in. They don't use our equipment. Everything goes great. Next problem, if they forget they even have a gym membership, when that 1 year contract elapses, they're obviously not going to renew it because they forgot they had it. Now we bought ourselves 12 months, but what are we going to do in 12 months when we lose all of our members? Well, we're going to write it into the contract when they first come in and start their gym membership that unless they cancel, it's automatically going to renew.
What do you mean? What do you mean?
So now the only way these customers are going to stop paying Planet Fitness is if they actually cancel their membership.
Hopefully you live in California.
Which raises a question, what if they cancel because they still might, because again, they're probably statistically not using this service.
Poor bastard. It's got to be his big break. We've got to fuck with him.
And this is where their business model goes from genius to diabolical and shitty. In order to have them not...
What other, like, subscription programs do this? Like, the only one I can think of is the gym. Who else does this? Oh, Adobe. Oh, shit. Wait, you might be right, actually. Yeah.
Not cancel their membership, we're gonna make it as painful and monotonous as humanly possible. Step one, all of our memberships are going to have an annual membership fee that's gonna be $49 a year, and then you pay the monthly membership on top of that. Kind of like a credit card, which is probably why they call their premium membership.
Yeah, not just the auto renewal. I guess I meant more like they're impossible to cancel on purpose. Like you have to go in or you have to prove that you are actually leaving. Like on Netflix, at least you can just cancel. Like you're just like, okay, I'm done. I don't want Netflix anymore. And then they can't really do much. But the ones that are very, very scummy.
The black card because they're just ripping off Amex's business strategy. You know, because they charge an annual fee for their credit card, and then the fanciest Amex that you can have is the Amex Black Card. Now, obviously, charging $50 up front and then charging the first month's fee is gonna make it hard to get new members. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna make it so it's only $1 when you come in to create.
Oh, yeah, dude. I hate when they, like, try to make it seem like a good deal. They're like, oh, $1 down, and we'll also get rid of, like, the administration fees. Don't worry about it. That'll be next month.
Get your membership, but then every year after that, it's $49 billed immediately. Okay, I know what you're thinking. Why would this make people more likely to keep their membership if they're gonna start getting billed even more money? Well, it's because it's billed automatically, and remember, you've probably forgotten that you have this gym membership until you see a bigger charge on your card randomly for $50, and then you look into it and you're like, oh shit, I still have that gym membership. I need to go in and cancel that.
YouTube TV! You scarred me for the last time!
So you call in, at which point they will inform you, oh, well, because you've had a membership, even if it's just 1 day so far this year, we're still charging you the annual fee for the membership, so we're not giving you back your $49.
What I've started doing, by the way, for people who have this happen to them, is if I sign up for a free trial, I immediately go and cancel it, and they're like, okay, well, your free trial will still last for the week. Thank God! Most of the time, you can get away with that.
But you can still cancel your membership. However, because that membership 12-year contract automatically renewed, it's also a $58 buyout fee. Now, it is damn near as expensive to cancel your membership as it is to just keep it. So most people are gonna be like, fuck it, just keep it, and I'll remember in 12 months to cancel it then at the right time. You never will.
Ain't nobody got time for that.
Now, the other option is you're somebody like me, you kind of have an attitude problem, and when somebody screws you over, you just don't ever want to work with them again. Like, fine, I'll front the money, I'll pay it. I don't ever want to work with you ever again.
I would say that's more base than, like, people who are, like, super complainy. Like, I'll get, like, a commission back that I don't like, or, like, I don't like the way that they drew something, and I'm like, you know what, I'm just not gonna complain, I'm just gonna move on, and I probably just won't come back to you. Like, it's better to avoid the Karen moments. It's a better better mentality.
That's fine. So you call in and try to cancel your membership. You're willing to pay all these fees to leave, and then you're informed you're not allowed to cancel your membership over the phone. You have to come into the gym to do it.
That's what I was telling you guys earlier. And then they set like the times impossible. So if you have a J*B, they make it literally impossible to come in and cancel.
But it can't just be any Planet Fitness. It has to be the
one
Planet
you
Fitness
signed up
where you
at.
originally started your membership,
Yep.
which raises a question. What the fuck do I do if I move to a different part of the country? I have to catch a flight back to the previous location that I lived to cancel this membership? No, no, no. That would be outrageous. They have a remote option, and that remote option is to send them a certified letter requesting your cancellation, okay?
I don't even know the last time I wrote a letter.
Not send a letter, send a certified letter. For those of you that don't know what that means, you can't just grab a letter, put a stamp on it, put it in your mailbox, and lift the little flag up. No, 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 no. You gotta take your happy ass all the way to the fucking post office.
Yeah.
And then they have to pay extra postage.
Dude, a long time ago, I bought this tracking thing that didn't really work for me, so I had to return it. I stood in a line at, what is it called, UPS, for almost an hour. I got to the front and the lady went, "This is FedEx." I'm such an idiot.
To have it be a certified letter to make sure they get it.
Oh, you're serious.
Remember, this is all by design. Make it as painful and
Yeah.
monotonous as possible so they don't cancel their membership, so they just go, fuck it, I guess I'm just paying them $15 a month for the rest of
Yep.
forever because this is frustrating as shit. Okay, but
Yep.
that's not even the worst part. The worst part is, remember who their niche target audience is at the end of the
Okay, am I a bitch or is it actually niche? Because I'd be saying niche. Capiche? Is it niche? Is both? Which one is it? I'm a biche. I'm a biche. I'm a biche. I'm a biche.
day. I'm not saying every
Oh, you know what that reminds me of? Reese's Pieces. Dude, if you say Reese's Pieces, nah.
Everybody at Planet Fitness is like this, but a significant portion are because this is who they cater to. A significant portion of the people that go to Planet Fitness experience extreme social anxiety. Remember, they're marketing to people that are so self-conscious and so socially anxious that they can't fathom lifting weights in a room where somebody big and strong is also lifting weights because they're fearing that they're gonna get judged and that's gonna make them feel bad. And
Yeah, so like, why would I call and cancel my membership? Because then I'm gonna make it hard on you guys. I see how this works. If I order something online and I don't like it, I never send it back. I'm like, okay, I guess I take the L.
now the only way to cancel this membership is to go in person and be confrontational with a person, which is something they're not likely to do.
I wouldn't do that.
Making it extremely unlikely that somebody's going to cancel their membership.
Yeah, it's smart, but scummy.
Son, scary. He's not my friend. He wants to hurt me. Safer.
And this finally answers my original question. Why the fuck do you need my banking information? Put yourself in their average customer's shoes. You have extreme social anxiety. You do not like confrontation with other people, especially in person. You
That's why I don't join Discord calls.
do not want people having negative thoughts towards you. You loathe that feeling. And now you're stuck in a situation where you can either pay them $15 or $25 a month or put yourself through that, or there is a third option. You could just cancel the debit card or credit card or report it stolen, then they won't have your info anymore, and then they can't bill you, membership terminated, and that's why they want your bank account information. So
Yeah, it's probably a lot harder to just get rid of a bank account. Can you even do that? I don't think I've ever done that. Like, can you just say, like, I don't want it no more?
you can't even fucking do that. Now you are forced into one of two options. Option A, you jump through all their bullshit hoops that they've manufactured to make sure are as difficult and monotonous as possible.
Oh, you can? You can request a new number? Write that down!
And then finally cancel your membership. Or B, you go and call your bank and tell them, quit giving my money to Planet Fitness, at which point Planet Fitness can legally still charge you internally and then send it off to collections on their behalf. This issue became so bad that the FTC finally stepped in. They tried to pass a law that's still pending, basically saying gyms can't do this shit. So
Good, dude. This is what we were talking about with California. This is like the only place you can actually cancel online. This needs to be fixed, man.
So, Planet Fitness has since added an option where you are allowed to cancel your membership online. Obviously, they've made it as difficult as humanly possible to find, so difficult.
Dude, you know another company that does this? It's actually surprising. I didn't know until I had to get like a tax guy to actually help me out. TurboTax. If you ever did your taxes on TurboTax, if you want to get previous statements so that you can go to somebody else to do your taxes, they will send it in 15 days because they don't want you to leave.
In fact, that if you YouTube how to cancel your Planet Fitness membership, there's multiple videos with tens of thousands of views. And when you read the comments, a lot of them say, this still doesn't work. I've been trying to cancel my Planet Fitness membership for over a year. One of the top comments even said they had to get a lawyer to send a cease and desist to get Planet Fitness to stop billing their account, and they still haven't done it, and he's planning on taking them to court and suing them.
Hell yes.
And then from what I'm able to gather online, apparently because it's a franchise and different owners own different Planet Fitnesses, they can institute their own policy where even if you do cancel online, they still make you come in and cancel in person, meaning what the fuck is the point? So yeah, that's the entire business model. Basically, we'll make a gym that functions like an HOA so we can filter out all the people that we don't want. Then once we get all the people we do want that aren't confrontational, we'll make it as difficult as possible.
Another question I have is like, does the salesperson who makes you the account make a commission? Like, are they also knowingly a part of the scam? No? Okay, that's at least a little bit better.
Possible for them to ever leave.
Because here at Globo Gym, we're better than you.
And that's why they can have 7,500 members per location, which originally didn't make sense, but it makes sense now. It's just a diabolical money printing machine. It was such a good idea. Create a place for non-gym people to go work out at the gym and become gym people where they didn't have to fear getting judged, which you don't have to fear that at 99% of gyms anyways, but people feel that way. So they catered to those people. They wanted to get more people healthy and in the gym, and it's just the worst fucking execution and follow through you could possibly imagine. So needless to say, I will not be giving my banking information to Planet Fitness. Thanks for watching. Best way to support the channel is go buy some merch, maybe drink some Echelon. All that's over at thefatelectrician.com. Quack bang, out.
Out.
Wait, after credits.
Okay, I was not anticipating doing a hit piece video. I don't enjoy doing these.
Topical.
It happened, okay? I don't know what to say. I'm gonna get fucking sued one of these days. See you later.
Anyways, thank you so much for watching. I super appreciate it. If you're new here, come by the Twitch.tv for BerryCrepe, or use code Berry for 10% off your gamers subs order. It helps me out. I super appreciate it. Have a good evening. Goodbye.